Your fifth question, what, in your opinion, is the priority strategic consideration for Ward 1, and then also for the City of Hamilton, and how do your skills and experience contribute to addressing these? Aidan?
I think that we need to build an economy that recognizes two very important things. One, that we need to take care of the most marginalized and vulnerable in our community. And two, that we need to protect our green space and build true ecological sustainability into our economic planning. That is a huge challenge, but we're up to it. What are my qualifications? I started out in corporate law, but then I decided that I wanted to come back to the city that I love, that is my city, to do good work here. So I came back and took my legal aid lawyer job in the downtown. I have significant knowledge and experience of the corporate sector, the financial sector, and the legal sector. I am a very good lawyer. I argue in court. However, I get along with everybody. I think that these are the strengths that we need in the next councillor, so that we can take care of the poor, that is low-income families, and build ecology into our...
Thank you, Aidan. Sandy, after you.
Thank you. So I think that the challenge that's facing us in this neighborhood and in the city of Hamilton is a real division. It's a real division between new growth and old neighborhoods. It's a real division between people that have jobs, good paying jobs, and those that don't have good paying jobs. It's a real division between those that have flooded basements and sewers and potholes and those that don't. So I would say that my focus on our neighborhood would be to seek a balance in terms of our economic and our social justice for all of our neighbors. My background in community development, I work for the Social Planning Council. My background in engaging, coming up with good solutions for neighbors will serve me well in this. I also have strong financial background, financial management skills. I did work for First Ontario Credit Union. I was the manager of a $2 billion corporation. So I get how money works. I get how finance and investment can be leveraged, not just for return, but can be leveraged for return for people and for our communities. So those two, that balance and those two skills are exactly what I think we need at this time to ensure that we continue to have a fair and just community for all, not just Ward 1, but all of Hamilton.
Tony, after you.
Yes. The city needs to take care of the needy, the poor, the seniors, underprivileged, low-income families that they start struggling to make a living, and also to trying to create an environment so that some of these people that really would like to make a life for themselves will have a chance at taking care of their own needs and work and be in a better spirit and live in better housing and take care of their family. Thank you.
Jason, after you.
So a lot of things that people would like to achieve in Hamilton in terms of economic growth and redevelopment and environmental protection, a lot of these are made more difficult, if not impossible, by a largely dysfunctional City Hall. I think we need to transition the culture at City Hall from one of silos and lack of communication between departments and thinking about themselves to one of thinking like a resident and putting the residents' needs first before every single decision. That's a big part of what I've done the last 5 years at Metrolinx, is help transition the culture from one of operations and just getting people there on time to did you have a good experience on the trip and would you recommend us to a friend? And starting to get people thinking like a customer. If you pull the right levers and if you use the right tools, you can change culture in a fairly short order in a short period of time, and that's the experience from Metrolinx that I would bring to the table in this. Thank you.
Brian, after you.
Hamilton, excuse me, Hamilton's at a cusp. It's just at a great turn for opportunity. And what we need to do is we need to promote economic development, working with the City of Hamilton, not unlike what Jason has said. I've vast experience in whether it was in my sport relationships with Hamilton Bulldogs, whether it was creating something called the Hamilton Sports Hall of Fame, or whether it was working with many small businesses and community organizations in the community that are held up by people who don't have to work to eat. So understanding that there is time commitment that's required, there's a turnaround time on issues that need addressed and jobs that need to be done. And that's what I would do to work with the City of Hamilton in order to train staff to be like that, more influence staff to work to eat. Thank you.
Ira, after you.
Having a strategy is very much about having a vision of where the city is going and where it's been. There's no question development is key to the future of the city. There's no question that having a larger footprint of the university, a primary stakeholder, one of the top 3 largest employers downtown, is part of that vision. But we need to do more than that. We need to think about Aerotropolis. We need to think about the future of our airport. We need to think about making sure that we have food available to everybody. Transportation costs are going through the roof, and it's going to affect how we eat, where we get our food. These are necessities of life. And that we have to make sure that we have those things available to us at low cost. So we need to protect our green spaces, our farming. We think that we need to think about how we move people around the community, investment in the HSR, making the HSR better. And I think we need to work towards a vision, a true vision of where this community is going, and I'd like to help with that. Thank you.